All right, y'all, so welcome back. Again, I am Lariel Lifkins, and I'm the author of this lovely book, A Woman with Vision, How to Fulfill the Goals and Dreams that God has given you. And once again, you can purchase a copy at awomanwithvision.com. So in this video, what we're going to talk about is how do you come up with your content. All right, so I understand that writing a book can be very daunting. And one of my things is like, how am I going to write 20, 30,000 words, right? And so one of the things that I did is I split generating my content up into two different steps. So the first step that I did was basically like a brain dump, literally. So I took a blank sheet of paper, and I used a poster board, but you could just use a regular sheet of copy paper. And I literally wrote down, after I picked my topic, I literally wrote down everything that I knew about that topic, like everything. Now the key is you don't try to judge it, you don't try to organize it, you don't try to make sense of it. You're trying to get it out of your head and on to paper. So my list included things like time management, procrastination, vision boards, I'm going to just abbreviate VB, momentum, motivation, discipline, dealing with distractions. Like I could go on and on and on, but I just made a list of every single thing that I could think of that related to that topic, right? Just literally get it out of your head and onto paper. I also included like stories or things maybe I've told in the past that related to that topic. And we're literally just trying to get a master list of everything that you can think of. So that was step one. Step two is what I did is I thought about questions that people ask. So once I did my initial kind of free flow, what can you think of? What are the first things that comes to mind? And maybe take 5 to 10 minutes or so just getting that on paper. The second piece that I looked at was questions that people ask. Right now that gave me a point of focus. And so, you can go back and look at your direct messages that people ask. You can look at comments that people leave on maybe your social media posts, blog posts, questions that you had when you first started. But I wrote down all the questions that people asked me that related to that topic. So some questions that I get asked quite often is how to do a vision board, how do I stay motivated, how do I start, how do I know how to prioritize my goals. So I wrote down all the questions that people ask. And you might think that, well, isn't it going to be redundant? Like I just wrote down everything that I could think of. It won't be. You will be surprised how much other content you come up with now that we're not just saying, okay, just do a brain dump on paper. Now we're saying, okay, let's focus that in and let's use the questions that people ask you as a way to generate some additional content. And the third level that I looked at, again, this is just getting content, right? So we haven't organized it, we haven't done any of that. The third thing that I looked at is challenges people have. Challenges that people have. So for me, in my book, what are challenges that people have around setting goals? What are challenges that people have in executing their goals? What are the roadblocks that they run into? Again, this is not the same question as what questions do people ask, right? This is a different way to think about that. And so because it's different context, you're going to come up with additional content that you wouldn't ordinarily think about, right? So challenges that people have in my space is really figuring out how do they find time. So they'll say, Lariel, I have all these goals. Like I'm good on knowing what I want. What I struggle with is figuring out how do I get all that done and go to work, run my business, have a family, try to have some fun and leisure time, have all of these responsibilities. How do I find time, right? That's my issue. So I wrote down, hey, here's challenges that people have. Another challenge that people have is fear, right? People have challenges with fear and insecurity and self-sabotage. So I wrote that down. People have challenges with learning how to deal and leverage failure. I wrote that down. So by having these 3 different ways of thinking about content, again, this is just helping you brainstorm. It helps you get a lot of content on paper to begin with. And then you can start organizing it, and then you can start writing. So don't make the mistake of just starting writing. You're gonna run into issues and challenges. Organize your content, and take a look at my paper. So in this heading, you could put everything I know about XYZ. And the middle column, questions that people ask me about XYZ. And third column, challenges that people have with XYZ. Right? And then that will help you fill up your sheet of paper. Again, I used a poster board when I originally did it, but it'll help you fill that up and just get stuff out of your head and onto paper. Right? So that will help you come up with some content. And then I'm also going to do a video on then how did I take all of that and then organize it and then focus on particular chapters. So make sure you look out for that video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, good, helpful. And if you have questions that maybe I didn't do a video for, make sure you let me know in the comments as well. All right, much success, y'all.